Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Shoo bob shooba doo doo booba doo dow.
And the shot rang out, bang!
Hot dog! Don't hesitate! It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow!
What's inside the atom? It's a big surprise. There's nothing in there but energy that flies round in random orbits of probabilities. Matter's just a figment of our sensibilities. We're in quantum country, where your soul can fly free. It's so easy, quantum country. And what's inside a person, it makes you alive. Nothing in there but spirit, and you can dive deep down within yourself and float in quantum space. Send healing energy for all the human race. You're in quantum country, where your soul can fly free. It's so easy, quantum country. Who are we? We're more than our bodies. Who are we? And we're more than our thoughts. We're in quantum country, where your soul can fly free. It's so easy, quantum country. And what is on the outside we call reality. Manifestations of intentionality. On the quantum level, your intentions they create. All of the future your intelligence creates. We're in quantum country, where your soul can fly free. It's so easy, quantum country. Quantum country, quantum country, quantum country. Quantum country, quantum country, quantum country, quantum country, Well, howdy, folks out there in television land. My name's Ralph Litwin, and you're seeing Horses Sing None of It. There's none of them here, and they're not singing. And our guests today help me out on my song are Patrick Regan.
Pleasure to be here, Ralph.
Nice to have you on the show.
I brought my favorite band.
His favorite band. We got Akire Bubar here in the front, Allison Boardman on the bass, and Andy Goessling in the back there. Hey, Andy, again! He keeps coming back to haunt us.
We're hiding in the studio.
So, Patrick.
Welcome, Ralph.
Oh, thanks. It's
Glad
nice
you
to
could
be
join
here.
us.
And I've been running into you through the Folk Project for many years now, enjoying your rich baritone bass, which they refer to as. And you're influenced by Richard Thompson?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. And
I'll deny it if anybody asks. If he's watching.
Who else
Who else?
do you enjoy?
Wow. Well, how long is this show?
Okay, let's go on to the
June
next
Tabor
question.
is probably
June
my
Tabor?
favorite singer.
I think of you as a Celtic influenced person.
I've done some of that.
Yeah.
Over the years, though, I've done an awful lot of different kinds of music, including a lot of rock, actually a tiny bit of country, something that probably would pass for jazz. But the last few years, probably the last 6 years, a lot of what I've done's been at least in a vein that's got some British, Irish, Scottish roots to it.
Yeah. Now, folks, between Patrick and Andy, they probably play every instrument known to man that has moving parts. It's like
We don't play trumpet or fiddle.
okay, we found two.
That's
but
it.
They play an awful lot of instruments that we've never seen before. We've got concertina. What is this thing?
It's a double ocarina, and they come in several shapes and sizes. But it was designed by a fellow in California who wanted to play with himself.
That's great.
We'll be using it for about 10 seconds in our first song.
All right. Well, let's hear that first song.
All right. This is called When the Reformation Ran Aground. It's a story about a shipwreck. The shipwreck actually happened. I made up what I needed. But a lot of this story is actually true. The irony was built in. The ship did wreck on Florida. It was carrying a slave-owning Quaker, and it was a long time ago, 1696. Even the Quakers were in that mess, and not everybody's aware of that. And the ship was called the Reformation.
Ran aground on the coast of a howling wilderness. There was a little left of summer then in 1696 when the Reformation ran aground. She was bound for Pennsylvania from Port Royal in Jamaica, in a company of 13 sail with a frigate armed against the French, bound for Pennsylvania. But we lay becalmed for 7 days, when the Reformation went astray. Lost an anchor, lost our company, and the master broke his leg in the first storm of Havana Bay. Among the Quaker slaves there was an Indian girl. She was taken with fits for hours before she died. The Havana lay behind us when we cast her over the side. Her name was Venus, and I heard a hurricane in her eyes, and I watched our luck run out in her eyes. With the master down, it was Dickinson tried to raise our spirits up, but in the wind and water I heard her cry. Oh, we called upon the Lord on high, for the Lord on high is mightier than the voice of many waters, yeah, and the mighty waves of the sea. Oh, we called upon the Lord on high, and we prayed all night for break of day.
flood in the cabins of the wreck when the morning dew on Florida. It was sand and scrub and nothing more, like the moon compared to England. And by nightfall we were shivering while they danced around the fire in our clothes. That was just the start and nothing more. Every day the homies held us there. And after them the tribe called lies. Every time they drank the black drink, or they looked at us crosswise, there were some of us feared for our lives. We'd startled Jonathan Dickinson when he heard English son of a bitch. From the Spanish words and the gibberish, darting out like a weasel from a ditch, in the angry voice of an Indian. Among the Quaker slaves there was an Indian girl. She was taken with fits for hours before she died. The Havana lay behind us when we cast her over the side. Her name was Venus. The dark places of the earth are full of the habitations of cruelty. Both the Quaker man and the African, who were joined by slavery, feared the cruel jaws of the cannibal. And the Quaker feared for his little child. In the hands of those we'd fallen among, as the native women nursed the babe, and he grew both fat and strong, the Quaker feared he'd grow up wild. We were starved and beat, but none was killed. It was no worse than the Navy. It was cold and rain and the long march north 230 miles. Killed the food and died along the way. Among the Quaker slaves there was an Indian girl. She was taken with fits for hours before she died. The Havana lay behind us when we cast her over the side. Her name was Venus. In November we made August, and we left in Spanish colors. We reached Charlestown at Christmas time with a tail worth a bottle all around. When my niece and I shipped out again, when the Reformation ran aground on the coast of a howling wilderness, there was little left of summer then in 1696, when the Reformation ran aground.
All right.
Well, thank you, Ralph.
That's great. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody could get that very song on this here cassette.
Someone can listen to that song in the privacy of their own homes, even if they aren't bootlegging your show.
And how might they find out about how to obtain this? There's a telephone number? Do we have that?
You can call the telephone
There it
number
is.
that will be shown.
908
Very good, very good.
236.
236-7128.
That's the phone number. And
Yeah.
this is
That's a mega record company.
Mega record.
Mega record company. Yeah, my 3-year-old may answer the phone, but persevere and you will get your tape.
Great. That was wonderful.
You hear that?
So you were telling me before a similarity between you and your grandfather.
I'd like to think so, yeah. It took me a long time to figure this out. When I was a teenager, I had a special connection with my grandfather. I did not grow up near him. He was a farmer in North Carolina. I grew up here in New Jersey. But just a few years ago, after, I guess, a binge and purge approach to music, where I would try very seriously for a little while. I wouldn't be a star, and so I'd stop, and then I couldn't stop myself. I figured out that if I did a little bit over a long time, it might add up to something. And what made the point for me, as I told you before, was just figuring out that Grandpa Regan had worked from dark to dark every day but Sunday, but was remembered for fiddling and playing banjo and guitar and singing, tenor and bass. So.
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
how about we hear some more music then?
How about we do? Yeah.
What do you got online for us?
Next song is called Measure of a Man, and this is a work song. This is a work song. Let me borrow the mandolin.
Incredible the amount of different sounds you guys had in that song, all coming together and shifting and changing. It was great.
Well, I'm working on a 20-minute song so we can work in some more instruments.
What is this thing Andy's playing back here?
This is my new toy. It's a Greek bouzouki,
Cool.
resurrected from the dead antique store.
You can do that with
Right.
Greek instruments. It's a
You mean like the Grateful Dead antique star?
Yeah,
oh,
but it's, it's tuned, actually right now it's tuned to an octave below a mandolin. So he's playing the soprano mandolin. I'm playing the bass mandolin right now, so to speak.
yeah. And this is a song. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but this one started with a form that goes around a lot of corporations around Christmas time. It's called a performance review, and people tend to be forced to write their own. That is, and it becomes an existential crisis for a lot of people because you're asked to ghostwrite for your boss something that justifies your existence.
Hey.
And, something, you know how Americans identify with work. So instead of writing my evaluation last year, before I left the company I used to be at, to join the wonderful company I work for today, where I had to do the same thing. Instead of writing that, I wrote this song.
Very good. Productive use of your time.
1, 2.
6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man. If he hasn't learned compassion, and he hasn't lent a hand, hasn't laughed at his own pride and shame, and forgiven what he can. 6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man. 'Twas the month before Christmas, and all through the countryside a form arrived in every office, and there was no place to hide. Said it's time for all boys and girls across the working world to sing their own praises, so April showers them with raises, as a jolly corporate Santa would decide. I sat down to write to Santa. I'm a first-rate employee. I threw in something naughty to make sure it believed me, but from within my bottom drawer I heard a dreadful roar. What is the measure of a man? The pen would not obey my hand. Swore off coffee then and there for tea. 6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man. If he hasn't learned compassion, and he hasn't lent a hand, hasn't laughed at his own pride and shame, and forgiven what he can. 6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man.
courage and I opened up that drawer. I found 2 books I must have buried there 1,000 years before. They are doomed to darkness. One of those saints who worship only worldly things. To greater darkness they worship nothing but spirit. The other said, drink this and thirst no more. 6 feet long and 6 feet under is the measure of a man. If he hasn't learned compassion, and he hasn't lent a hand, hasn't laughed at his own pride and shame, and forgiven what he can. 6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man. I was halfway to my car when I turned back to get my keys. I bumped into an old man who looked a lot like me. You can save my life, he told me, but you'll have to lose your own. I found myself alone again before my mouth could open. The wind blows where it will, remarked the breeze. 6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man. If he hasn't learned compassion, and he hasn't lent a hand, hasn't laughed at his own pride and shame, and forgiven what he can. 6 feet long, 6 feet under is the measure of a man.
All right.
Thank you, band.
Cool. Well, Patrick, if your next song is more than 5 minutes long, we're going to have to go out with it.
Uh-oh.
So,
It is about 5.
okay, well, let's thank you all for coming on Horses Sing None of It.
Ralph,
Patrick
thanks
Regan,
for having us.
Allison Boardman, Akire Bubar, and in the back, Andy Goessling on that oboe.
All right. And this, that last song is on a recording we're recording now. The song we're about to start is on the tape that you brandished at the audience earlier.
All right. So if you'd like to get more information about where you can see these guys or get their recordings, call the number on the screen that will appear magically.
All right. Thanks, Ralph. This is where the story always ends, where it all begins, time and time again. A little bird flies in from the night into the feasting hall. Fires burning bright. From the night, the silence and the cold, through the feast of life. On the wall, see the shadows cast, shadows of our joy, sorrows of the past. It's gone. That past, and so it is. That past. love and war, and ordinary days, the wonders and the work, homelands and the wandering ways.
All go. That past, so will this. That past, this is. That past, so will this. Behind every singer's song is a life 1,000 generations long. Knows how many gathered so, or how many thousand years ago.
Outside of time, this place knows the changing weather of the human face.
As all the passing things endure, so all that have passed are present here.
The shadows stand tall behind our backs, sun and moon and stars frozen in their tracks. A little bird flies in as before, through the feast of life, out again through the other door.
It's gone.
That past, this is.
The world is full of fascinating people to meet, beautiful places to explore, rich opportunities to pursue. Reach out. Discover how different we all are, and how very much alike.